Test. Check. Mic test. Mic test. 1, 2, check. Come in, come in, come in. Pasok lang ng pasok, mga kapatid. Welcome to our stream. We are live at the moment, playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. It should be a fun little stream. We are climbing the ranks from AA2 at the moment, which is quite nice. We mentioned yesterday on stream that during the weekends we'll go live when we wake up so that we can just have a nice little rest during the weekends. The weekends will be an erratic live stream, but it will be fun nonetheless. While we'll stay consistent with our 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. time slot for the weekdays. So what is our agenda for today? Our agenda is to get back into Diamond. Yes, we dropped just a while ago to Sapphire. But we had a 13-game win streak with this deck. We've been tweaking it here and there. We're currently on Swordcraft. And at the moment, we're running a very mid-range oriented deck in the form of 2 costs, being the Samurai, Seria, Prim, Luminous Lance Trooper. These are all at 3. You don't see the Lance Trooper, it's behind my image, but it's there. 3 costs, we've got Valza and Rose and the Hound of War for controlling the board, and at the same time card advantage in the form of Rose getting us cards, and in the form of Valza dealing damage to units. And then for 4, we've got the all-powerful Zirconia to pump our units up. Luminous Magus as a 2 of. This used to be a 3 of. We've cut it down to 2 because sometimes it clogs our hand. And then Albert as our win-con. Gildaria as our other board controller plus win-con. And then this is new, Olivia. We're testing out Olivia. We don't have 2 we don't have 2 basic artworks, so we're splitting it up, but we've got 2 Olivias here. Very powerful, and then lines up quite nicely with Odin and Amalia for ending the game. And then Amelia for more card advantage. And that's our list. We are gonna be climbing up. We've got a fun little stream for today. Let's start with our climb and jump right into the games. We are live, folks, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, so feel free to watch us at any of those platforms. Is the music too loud? We could reduce it a bit. We're playing against Master. So we're playing against the cream of the crop at the moment. Let's mulligan our high-cost units. Odin, Gildaria, and Albert are going. Prim can stay on hand. And I'm glad that we maxed out on our 2 drops so that we've got aggression. Against these kinds of decks, you want to be doing something on 2. Especially if they're setting up to control the board. So let's start with thinking of either Prim or Luminous Lance Trooper. If we go for Prim and they have Seria, that's going to line up poorly for us. So I think we can start with the Lance Trooper here, have a wider board, and put down Prim on turn 4. They have a slight advantage going second because they can play out Zirconia and evolve, and there you go. Glad we didn't play Prim out here. That would have been an easy clean for our opponent. From here we can play out Seria ourselves, or play out another Lance Trooper. We keep Rose for 5. Rose has an option of, when you play it for 5, you draw a Swordcraft follower that costs 2 or less and set its cost to 0. So we want to use that ability in this matchup. Thinking of going Seria and clearing this. That would leave us with a better board state and have Luminous Lance Trooper in hand for when we need to give rush to something else. So I think that's the better line here. We're gonna miss against Prim if they play out Prim here, like Prim into 3 cost. Then we would have been better off using this. Ah. Okay, interesting. We can go for a prim into a 3/3 here and go for the trade to take out this thing. We're scared of this as well because of Zirconia. If they evolve Zirconia, they get 2/2/2s with Rush. So we're highly incentivized to clear this away, just thinking how. Either we go Luminous into Seria to deal with that and have a wide board ourselves. Or we go for Prim into the 3/3 and go for a trade. Our first line leaves us with 3 units on board, but we lose all of our 2-cost tech cards. So I think we go for the Prim line here and go for a trade. We'll be left with a 3/3 and a 1/1. One with Ward, one with Ambush, so it's looking really good. And then we move forward from here. Let's see, let's see. Okay, that's a wide board. And they're wasting an evolution on a knight. Still quite solid though. I'm guessing they're gonna use that to trade, which we'll happily take. From here, a few options we have are Rose into a 0 cost, potentially trading into one of their units. They stabilized quite well with this turn, to be fair. Thinking hard, I think we start with a Rose here. See what we get. We got a Luminous Lance Trooper. So I do believe we should play this out here. Oh, we can go for a nice clean sweep as well. So we can go for a buff here. Trade both on that and deal with that as well. Leaving us with a Lance Trooper too, which is great. To be used for later turns. So let's swing here. And go for a nice little trade here. And then let's go 3 on the 1/3. That leaves us with 2 units that they have to deal with on 5 play points, which means that's not going to be enough. And then, so they can either do the same thing again, play the 5 cost again, or if they're running a similar list to us, they'll have to deploy smaller units at this point. Perfect. Hello, Vals. That is gonna be a perfect top deck, maximizing our play point. And then we leave Vals there. From here, there was an argument to evolve Vals so that we avoid a Gildaria super evolve. But I don't think they have 1-drops anyway. So I think we are safe enough. And we got a Hound of War. So here's the question. Either we go Odin and clean up, or we go for a Hound and go clean up better. And I think going for the Hound is gonna give us a nice, better board state than Odin here, which will leave our opponent with 2 units in play. So I think we go for the Hound line here, leaving our opponent with nothing. And then we can do a cheeky evolution here. That's gonna give us a 6/5 unit to swing face. And then we end the turn there. And then from here, next turn, we just go for an Odin. And then into an Albert. And we should be good to go. I hope we force our opponent to use their play point so that they're gonna be in a worse curve. On a slower curve. Potentially, this is an Amalia line. Gildaria. Okay, I see you. Cool, they're leaving themselves with 1 Gildaria, which lines up perfectly for our Odin. And we put them in range of Albert Lethal for next turn. And we'll be done from there, potentially. Let's go for this line. Boom! Master, no problem at all. Curious? Sure. That's gonna lock our board up. We can't play units with Rush. Hello, hello. Atahanaidin, welcome to the stream. Any card fight Vanguard? I haven't explored card fight Vanguard, to be honest. I am new to Web 2 games, to be fair. I come from Magic the Gathering as well as hold on, let me just think a bit. I think we need to clear this here and then go from there. We're not going to use the super evolution. Let's save it on Albert. And then let's create a whiteboard just to be random. Yu-Gi-Oh! I have played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before. Why so hot, buddy? But yes, I have. I've played a lot, actually. I have. So for physical card games, we've got Magic the Gathering. Was on the Pro Tour for that. Lorcana as well, and One Piece TCG went top 16 on Toulouse before when I played, and then also have played for Web 2, Marvel Snap, Shadowverse, Hearthstone, and then Legends of Runeterra, Duel Masters as well, and Pokemon Pocket. So there's been a lot, to be fair. And then for Web 3, I've got Axie Infinity, Parallel TCG, Gods Unchained, and what else? Splinterlands. So yeah, I've played a lot. Genshin? No, is there a Genshin? What, Genshin Impact TCG? Cardfight Vanguard. Is it good? I'm open to exploring it, to be honest. Why does our opponent have a whiteboard? Sounds good. Okay, I'll check it out then. I am planning to open a card shop as well, so highly incentivized to check it out. And I think we win here. Let's swing. Removing these barriers. Let's play out an Albert to clean up quite nicely here. Super Evoing Albert, and we can go for a solid swing right here. Boom. When I play Vanguard, I spit on Yu-Gi-Oh! Face. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't open card shop, I don't suggest. I'm actually weighing whether to go brick and mortar to have a physical shop or going online. I think online is a free roll, to be honest, because so just for sales. And then I can host online tournaments and ship packs. Because I'm already an organizer in Limitless, I'm also an organizer in community gaming. So we've got a lot of platforms to utilize in terms of creating online tournaments. But yeah, I feel where you come from because I checked the brick and mortar scene. It's painful. Cool, we're playing against, what is this? Runecraft. We're on Ignominious Samurais in our opening hand, which is not the best, not also the worst though. Because if this is our standard Runecraft build, balikan na Axie, Sir Reg. How is it, brother? I'm open to checking it out. I've got some free time at the moment. So yeah, Axie could be good as well. How is it in terms of metagame? Is the metagame solid at the moment, or is it iffy? And then we're thinking Axie V2 or V3 as well is the other question. So that's why we kept Ignominious Samurais, because it lines up quite nicely with Melvi. Off-season might be a good time to set up though, and I'm open to exploring. How are you playing at the moment? Because for sure I'm open as well to checking it out. V2. Alright, sounds good. I'll check it out. I was enjoying V2 more than V3, to be honest. So I'm open to checking it out. No plays whatsoever from our opponent. So I think we can go for Vals here, just to have a whiteboard. They could clean up with Sagelight Teachings though. Having a think, maybe we play out Ignominious Samurai. Vals is better to handle something like Anangrea. When they drop an Anangrea on 5, we can drop a Vals at that point to deal with the Anangrea. Are you not gonna board wipe yet, buddy? There you go. Forcing out the board wipe, and then from here we either play Vals or Rose. They have the Anangrea turn at this point, and if they do that, we don't really have an answer. Thinking our hand. We have Luminous Magus here, to be fair. So it's either we want the card advantage from Rose or the ambush setup from Vals. And I think having that incremental damage already, we are incentivized to play out Vals. Huh. Vals on as a 6-drop. 6 cost. Okay. Oh, 6 attack, 6 defense. Okay. We have a line of playing Luminous Magus here. And just chillin' for a turn. That's not too bad as well. And then we set up for the next turn. Vanguard also has anime like Yu-Gi-Oh! And created by Yu-Gi-Oh! Author's assistant. Huh. I did not know that. So there was a bit of a falling off then. And then they started creating their own card game. I've heard good things about Vanguard though. And when I go to locals, the Vanguard scene is like filled up. And are you talking about Vanguard TCG physical or online? Is another question actually. Oh, they've got the Annan Gray line. We have a full board though. So they need to spend a lot of resources to clean up here. Both. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. Because, so an issue with Lorcana, for example, is they clamped down on Pixelborn, which is their unofficial online scene, which actually boosted the game up. And they're doing the same with Riftbound as well, which is the new League of Legends card game. What's happening? Why are we getting board wiped hard? We have an Amelia line for the next turn. This turn, I think we can play out Vals and deal with Anangrea. The Burgent has been doing its thing though. We'll be down to 8. And no way to stabilize from there. Thinking hard. Amelia line. Okay. Let's go for the Vals line. Take another 6 at this point and try to race later on. Card fight Vanguard Deer. Deer Days 2 and physical. I can't buy game and card because no one in my country knows. So isolated. Where are you from? We're getting wrecked. What is happening? We've got an Olivia line here. Gain back 4 to life. Turkey. Oh, nice. My office mate's from Turkey, actually. Currently living in Dubai, but lived in Turkey for the longest time before he moved recently. Yeah, nice country. What are the card games in Turkey then? If I may ask. Let's see. Amalia deals with that. We can clean up with Amalia here. We're not gonna have enough units though because we're stuck with Vals. So I think we go for the Olivia line, to be honest. Poker and gambling don't come here. Okay, that's good actually. We can play out Vals to deal with that. And then we can go for a Super Evo line here. To deal with both units. 7. They'll be left with that. Which could end us, to be honest. But it is what it is. Poker and gambling don't come here. There isn't any Yu-Gi-Oh! Is there magic? I think there is magic. We're dead. We're down to 1. Oh no, we're dead actually. That's 6 because of the onion. Oof. Where did it go wrong? I think we aggressively used our play points too early. Because, well, we didn't also have any good plays for 3 and 4 in this setup, but that's okay. We've been winning some, we've been losing some against Runecraft. We've been consistent against... Where have we been consistent? We've been playing Abysscraft, Runecraft, and Swordcraft. And we've been doing okay. We got to a 13 game win streak yesterday. Let's throw away one of these. Potentially. Keeping Vals, throwing the Hound away, and we have a slower deck. Should have kept the Hound then. We need 2 drops. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So I think you are relegated to playing online games then, if that's the case. I could recommend a few, to be fair. We're getting hit by 2 next turn. We could play out Vals, but then we don't have any other plays. Genshin TCG. Type it out. Interesting. Is this new? Cool, we've got Vals and Prim as lines. Oh, not TCG, the open world game. Yep, I've played that as well. I see. Yeah. And so, yeah. I played up to the point where I got Venti and Wolf Guy, and Nona, and who else are the Fire Guy as well. So I have played Genshin. I still have my account, and I could still potentially play it. So I am open. We got new meta on Genshin. Also RIP. I hate meta, it killed Yu-Gi-Oh! That's true, but meta builds the competitive scene. Oh. Yeah, yeah. If you're talking about the meta game, then yeah. That builds the competitive scene. But it also sets us up quite nicely in the way that we have direction when we're creating decks. And apparently it's combo centric now. Like, people just play Yu-Gi-Oh! For like a turn or 2 turns. Rotting zombie, sure. You're leaving us with 2/2/2s. I don't even know what happened. I've been playing on autopilot while we were having our nice conversation. But it looks like we're ahead. We're left with a 2/2. We can play Amelia out on this turn, draw 2 more cards, or play Rose out. But we want to maximize our play points. And we've got a line here as well. In the form of... I was going to play out Rose, but we drew a Vals. So I think we go for a Vals. Clean this up quite nicely. And then there's an argument here to just deal with that, keeping our evolutions on the ready, or evolving to deal 4, or just cleaning board. I think we should just go for a clean board here. Save our evolutions for things that matter more, like Zirconia here. Vanguard at least 8 turns. That is wild. I mean, this always goes up to 10 turns. I've barely seen people win on 6. Cool, we'll take the board wipe. And then this is gonna be an oppressive line. We can go for a Luminous Magus here. Develop an extremely wide board of 2/2s. Super Evo our Amelia to give barrier to everyone. And that's gonna deal 3 more damage to face. And we will be protected from whatever our Gavi, our opponent, attempts. It's not even gonna work. Our Gavi is gonna clean up Amelia here, leaving our barriered up units for our opponent to deal with. And I don't think there's a way out of here. And we win. Boom. Victory. Now we're going up. I am waiting for 18 art Shadowverse characters. There's the feet art which I've seen already. And I'm like, what is this? But to be honest, I am playing Shadowverse for the gameplay. It is quite different that it's anime style, but the artwork is Uh, it's different. Japanese people play this game more. Also, you should try that server. What? Changing servers? I didn't even know you can change servers. Shadowverse. I just played with whatever server we got. You got Zirconia on 4, which is a bit too slow against them, and it lines up poorly against things like Sage Light Teachings. So I'm not a fan of Zirconia on the play against Swordcraft, against Runecraft. This is a wide board. This we're happy with. We can go turn 2 Luminous, turn 3 Luminous. Do you have Europe or Asia server? I registered myself as Philippines because I stream at an Asian time slot of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. during the weekdays. So I believe I would be on an Asian server. And the opponents I play sometimes have Chinese characters or Japanese characters on. So I do think I am on one of those servers. So from here we can clean up with Vals, or we save Vals for Anangrea. Thinking. If we are gonna save Vals for Anangrea, we need some way to deal with this, which we don't have. Sadly. So I think we are forced to play out Vals and deal 2 damage there. If they Sage Light here, we've got Zirconia to drop on 4, which they'll have to deal with Anangrea at that point. Oh ho ho! Alright. No removal spells. Perfect. Hello, hello. They are going to be Sage Lighting whether or not we do anything for next turn. So there is an argument to hold on to Zirconia. But they've missed once already. So in 3 cards to be drawn, is there a chance for Sage Light? The question. If they only have Anangrea, which they highly likely mulliganed for, then Zirconia is going to line up nicely for us, leaving us with some units on board. So I think that is going to be our line. And we end the turn from here. Which is very nice. Each Vanguard deck has 50 cards, so it's like One Piece. No board wipes, no Anangrea. What you doing, buddy? You're getting wiped out, buddy. Okay, Stormy Blast. To deal with that, we'll take it. An Evo on a Melvy. Good times indeed. So from here, 100% we're going for the Zirconia line. Let's go for it. Now, he's stuck. Let's swing hard there and end the turn here. Now we have a wide and a tall board that they don't really have any weight. Oh, they have something. Oof. Another evolution will take it. We will happily take that, buddy. We're on 6. There's a line here to just drop everything down. We can also just evolve Gildaria, save our cool stuff units for Olivia later on, and just maintain the pressure of a wide and tall board while we notice that they don't have any form of handling. Oh, another William to deal 2 again. We'll take it. Or this might be Kuan turn. Oh, okay. Sure. Go ahead. That's all evolutions nearly out. With no board state whatsoever. Hound of War is gonna leave us with 2 units. With 1 unit, actually. Olivia is gonna draw us 2 cards. And give us a wide board as well. which is quite nice. Let's play out the Lance Trooper here and go for a super evolution and then clean up. Boom. And that's gonna set us up for an Albert on 9 later on. They still have to do things to clean up our board. Is that their last super evo? They're not using it? No way. Yeah. It is gonna be over soon. That's their last super evolution. And let's clean up. It's over. Odin. Remove something. Perfect draw. And then that becomes a 7 plus our 1 that we left to deal exact C's. And we got there, folks. 2-match win streak. We are back on the climb. Let's jump up and proceed to our next game. Fun time. So I am enjoying this kind of interaction in Shadowverse where we're clearing the board every turn and dealing a lot of damage, and then it just takes 9 to 10 minutes because it's only a 20 life game. What's Vanguard's metric of winning? Is it life as well, like this? Because One Piece TCG is cards. No one has life, but you have cards. Like you have 5 cards, and then if you take a hit, you take a card, and then if you don't take a hit, you keep those cards, and then you can't draw them until you take those hits. We're playing against Portalcraft. Seria is bad in this matchup. Any 1 life units are bad in this matchup. So thinking to keep 1 just so we have a curve. I think let's mulligan all of it. Let's get our good stuff. These are bad. Gildarias are bad early on. We did get the Samurais though. But I think we need to chill for a bit. Because we need to find out if our opponent's on puppets. So they've got the puppets here. So for example, if we rushed out an ignominious samurai, they'd have played this, gotten the puppet, play the puppet, deal with our samurai, and be left with a 2-2. This line, we have a nice little clear here. They have a dead puppet in hand, and they can't do anything with it. So that's good for us. They're on a hybrid list. We've got the samurai, but that's not really gonna do anything here. They've got a puppet and some gears in hand. If we play out Zirconia here, then they might clear it, and then we don't have a play next turn. If we play out the samurai here, thinking, we've got a bad set of cards in hand. I think we end the turn here, actually. Next turn, we play out the Luminous Magus and have a wide board. And deal with one of them, which I think is gonna be Carnelia. This has an evolve, so we deal with that. Leave our opponent with all of these and call it a day from there. So let's go for that line. Other line is Zirconia and then Gildaria next turn. But if we go for Zirconia, we don't have defense in our unit. So let's go for this. We don't want Carnelia to get evolved, so let's deal with that now. And leave our opponent with this board state. They can do a board wipe if they go for an Ominous Artifact 5-3. Sweep the board. Which it looks like they have it. They're going to be fusing stuff in. And then evolving Alouette to get that wide board. Do they have it? Looks like they do. So evolution is going to drop that artifact down. Which we won't have an answer for. They can't really swing at us as well, which is good for us. Oh, they can. They can. They're dealing with this, which is good for us. So in a sense, that only dealt with one thing. And then from here, we rinse and repeat. And force them to deal with our whiteboard again. While dealing with that, I believe. Let's force them to deal with our ward units again. And then we should be stable afterwards. Gildaria is going to be tricky. We're going to waste a super evo on Gildaria, potentially. So there was an argument then to save our extra play point for a Gildaria turn to wipe the board early, instead of going for the Luminous Magus lines.
Let's do this together.
We're gonna take another 4 to life with this setup. Or just 2. Great, we'll happily take 2. And then from here, how do we clean up? We've got Amalia next turn to empty the board. Playing out a Gildaria and Super Evoing is gonna clean this up as well. Or we have another line here and go for Luminous Lancer into Zirconia into a Super Evo board wipe, leaving us with the Gildarias that we can Super Evo later on. I think doesn't look too bad. This is gonna clean up nicely as well, which I think is worth it, to be fair.
Gaze at the stars and know you half-wit. Stop right there. Stop right there. Take my life.
And let's end the turn. Next turn, we're going for an Amalia line. Okay.
It's okay to feel sad.
Super Evo. Sure. Now we can play out an Amalia and clean up the board. And our Gildarias are on 19 already. Very, very solid setup. And then we just need to play 1 unit and then they Super Evo. Busted. Orcus is out with a Super Evo, I think. That's gonna give them 2 3/3s, which we are okay with, to be fair. We're down to 9. And from here, I think we need to start playing out our Gildarias. So we had to play this out to get our rally count to 20. So let's play Gildaria out. Deal with the board state here quite nicely. And then we go for 2-drop there and 7 to life, ending the turn. It is going to be scary at this point moving forward. We do need some way to end the game, and we don't want them to get to the ultimate artifact on 10. If they do, we want to be on 11 life. So something like an Olivia. Nothing. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. An Odin out would have just gotten us the win, which is great. So they didn't have a follow-up play, and we were able to stabilize even with missing some of our early turns. So I think that is good. And I think that also means that against Portalcraft Hybrid, as long as we force them to overextend, they don't have a way of cleaning up. That is good to know. Next game. Mirror match. Master rank. We'll take it. We're going second, happily. Zirconia is going to be a keep here. We'll want a 2-drop as well that we can rush out. Like 2 into 2 into 3 into Zirconia 4. Exactly what we need. 2 into 2 into a 3. We want a 3 for Zirconia to be busted on 4. So none of these 2-drops are great to put down because, for example, if we place a Seria or an Ignominious, then if they play one of their Serias, it deals with the board. Or if they play a Lance Trooper, it deals with the board. So I think our best case scenario is they only have Lance Trooper, at which point Prim can't be dealt with. And that's gonna stay there until we Zirconia, and that's the Lance Trooper. So that's where we've been weighing which cards are good, which cards are bad, and then we just play to our outs. Next line here is play out Nonja. If they Vals it, then we don't have a board. We can also play out a Seria and empty the board as well. That looks good, to be fair. We use up the Prim here, but I don't think that's the worst. We retain this board state. If they play out a Vals, we can deal with the Vals, and then we'll be lined up for Zirconia later on. Oh, okay. That's a trade. And let's go for this trade as well. They're going first, so as long as we're cleaning up the board at an even state, we will be ahead at some point. Nonja. Okay. Nonja is making us think. Because we have a line here of going Zirconia into an evolution and into taking that hit. And just trading our Zirconia out for a Nonja, leaving us with 2/2/2s. That they'll still have to deal with as well with their own evolution. That's gonna be a trade though. Prim into our soldier, into our knight. Or leaving this on board. That's gonna be good for us. Come on, life. Go for life. Don't be shy. Cool, we'll take it. So that means our Zirconia evolution is gonna be able to clean up here. Or at least clean some of them up. This is gonna take the Prim, and then we'll take the trade here, leaving us with 3 units to their 2 units, and giving us a Super Evo on the next turn. If they have another Zirconia here, then we can't really do much. That's it. This is our main way to stabilize with our cards in hand. We just need to get to Amalia. Cool. Happily taking that. Are you leaving us with our knights? Too much of a high risk to leave. Huh. Interesting. What is that? Are you thinking to go face? That's so random. Clear 1 and then leave 1? What's the plan here? Okay, that's good. Looks bad as a hand though. Nothing really to deal with Amelia, and if we leave that in play, that is gonna be a problem for later on. Thinking of our line. We can go for an Albert Super Evo. That's a proper waste of a card though. But I think that's what we'd need to stabilize here. So what we wanted at this point is something like a Vals to deal with Amelia, which we do not have. That's gonna deal 3. We have another line in the form of Luminous Lance Trooper and Albert using our play points. I think that's better than just blindly throwing our Super Evos back to back. We want to be at a point where they waste their Super Evos and then we use ours. And I don't think we need to rush into Amalia as well. We're highly likely gonna be drawing into a 7 drop. Because actually, we are 100% gonna be drawing into a 7 drop or less. Because we only run 2 Amalias. Which means we will be able to play something else based on our top deck. Keeping our Amalias for 8 and 9. Also saving up our Super Evos for something like Albert. Okay, chill turn for our opponent. Gildaria would be great here, I think. That's also really good. Hound of War is a board wipe. And we need a board wipe at this point. So let's go for it and clean up. We're also setting ourselves up for a Gildaria turn, which is quite solid. So let's go for that as well. Let's see. If they play out a unit here, or 2 units, we've got Amalia to wipe the board. And then we've got Amalia again. And if we draw into Gildarias, we will be in a good spot. Why did we run out of cards though? The Amelia. The Amelia our opponent played drew 2 cards. And then we had to deal with that with 2 of our own as well. But okay, we'll take that. That's like card disadvantage. Does nothing except set up for we die from an Albert next turn. If they play out Albert, it's lights out for us. We do have an interesting line here. So how do you survive an Albert? Play out one of these Amelias. Super evil one of our knights. That means if they Albert here, they have nothing to deal with this. They'll have to deal 3, go here, and then go face afterwards. So we're going for the defensive Super Evo line. They are incentivized to Albert here, though. Not gonna lie. Because they'll need to clean this up. So what other board wipes could they play out? Gildaria is another one, but that's also gonna eat a Super Evo. So I think our positioning at this point is really good. We are live, folks, on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you are new to our stream, we stream on either of those platforms. And if you are enjoying our stream, hit that like button on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and follow Facebook and Twitch as well. We are just a chill, competitive, streaming content creator. Amelia themselves. That's good for us. That means they did not attempt to end us this turn. Now what? Sure. We'll take it. Did you just leave us with an Amalia? Wait, do we win? 6. So Albert is gonna be 4 twice. 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 6 is 14 damage. No, we don't win with an Albert just yet. Sad times. Thinking of our lines at this point. I think our line, to be honest, is Amalia again. What just happened? And then from here, we can clean up nicely. We still need that. Oh, Amalia has ward now. So we don't really need to Super Evo anymore. But why not?
Break me if you over my dead body. Over my dead body. Over my dead body.
Is this to be my legacy?
They can't clean us up with an Albert at this point. How can they clear? Gildaria is gonna deal a lot of damage here. Another line we could have gone for is just clean up the board. If we did a cleanup, they'd be exactly on 12 for our Albert line.
Is this to be my legacy?
And we would be going from there. I think, to be honest, now that I reflect on it, one Super Evo back would be good for us. To just end the game here. But something like an Odin will still win. Because we've got 6, 6, 6. 6 from Albert. Oh, sorry. 3, 6 from Albert. And then Amalia. Yeah. Looking good. Is that a Super Evo I see? No? Okay. Great. That's good for us. No more scary Albert line.
Is this to be my legacy?
This is a wide board though. So I think the better play back then was to just leave Amalia to swing once. That should have been the line because Albert with Super Evo is lights out at this point. 3. If we play Albert out, how do we deal with Zirconia here? So we can't really. So let's play out Amelia. Getting us Gildaria. Hello, body bear. Skilled. Skilled worker. And deal with that. And end the turn here. What is our opponent gonna play out at this point? Their own Gildaria? If they do, it's lights out for our units as well. We still have 3 Gildarias that we haven't seen though, so that's good. Sure. Happily. We just need a board state where we sweep the board with an Albert. We don't run any of those units because sometimes they're dead. Like that. And that's the game. 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is lights out. Master rank, no problem at all. Boom, boom, boom. And we got there. GG. That was scary, but that was GG, buddy. That was quite a nice game. We could have won if we just swang 6 and then dealt with the board with our units in hand. But yeah, that was a good game. Nonetheless, let's proceed and climb the ranks. Forestcraft right now, scary. We're going first as well, so we need 2 drops here. Do we keep the Rosé so that we have some action at this point? Or do we maximize mulliganing for 2 drops? Is Rosé good against Forestcraft? That's the question, really. I mean, Ambush just deals with it. So let's look for proper 2 drops, like Prim. Prim actually is the only good one, because everything else dies to a fairy. So everything else we want to be trading with or generating card advantage from in the form of Rosé on 5, Balls on 3 or 6, Hound on 6, I think. There she is, Fairy Tamer. Should we force out the ambush? This game is like a love child of Hearthstone and Pokemon, that's true, with the evolutions. What I do like that is different is the 20 life. It makes the game that much shorter, and the Super Evo and evolutions forces you to just trade every time. which makes the game quite faster. Instead of like 20 to 30 minutes per game in Hearthstone, this takes 8 to 10 minutes, which solves my issue with those games as well. We either go for a Hound here, a Val's here to deal with that, or a Nonja. I think we go for the Nonja line here. And use our units to trade, forcing them to use their fairies to deal with our units. I prefer 20 to 30 minutes. Fair enough. That is true. I mean, Magic the Gathering Best of 3 is an hour. Hard fight games between 15. Okay, that's good. Like, are you talking about a best of 3, or that's one game for 15 minutes? And is card fight best of 3 or best of 1? Lorcana's best of 3, One Piece is best of 1, Magic is best of 3 as well. They use their ambush. One game. Okay, that's not bad, actually. That means it's quick for a TCG. We're on 4. We can either go for Prim into Nonja here, or trade a 2/1/2, their 1/1. Or a Vals. Thinking hard. I think because everything is equally bad, let's maximize our play points instead. And just play out Prim, hope that they don't have a second ambush, and force them to start swinging. They can Evo here as well. Deal with this, with something, and then start swinging at life. I gotta delete that comment. What is that? I can't. I'm just gonna delete it here. No. Okay, I kept it in YouTube, but not on stream. Just because we're catering to younger audiences as well. No. Right, let's see. We've got Vals to deal with that. We've got Rose as well. Quite solid, to be fair. We're gonna draw a 0 cost, which means we can play this out and trigger Rose's ability of dealing with something with damage. And then we can go for an Evo line here to deal with the fairy as well. Yeah. And there it is. What happened to the messages though? The rest of the YouTube messages went missing. Is this a bug? Gildari can wipe the board. Hound of War can clean up here as well. Which I think we should go for. All of the YouTube chats have vanished. Weird. Let me try. Test. Okay, it's coming up again. Cool. Let's end the turn here. Are you still there at the Hanaidin? Bugged out for me. I don't know if my extension is not receiving the messages anymore. What's happening? We're on 16. Let's heal back up to 18 here though. Be safe. from any immediate board wipe. 4, 16. They could just end us. They're in a position to end us with a combo. So I think we play out Olivia here. Draw 2 cards. Something, please. And play out our units. Okay, it's still working. That's good. Yeah. But do we Super Evo? I mean, there's nothing to do with the Super Evo here. There's not much. We need to deal 20 damage. ASAP. Or have ward units, like a ton of ward units. They're cleaning up, which is good for us. They're not developing their hand or board. We need ward. Odin. Odin can deal with relics, right? Which means we can deal with one of these Godwood staves. Can it? I think it can, to be fair. Yes, we can. That is good stuff. Let's remove one of these staves. Yeah. And then we will be in a position to end the game next turn. And hopefully removing one of those staves slows them down enough that we win the game. Let's see though. That 1-1 is a bit scary. Not gonna lie. So they can survive, honestly. Any time limit in turns? Yep, that's the circle. If it runs out, then we're dead. We pass the turn. So something to take note of. We can deal 12 damage immediately, but if they gain life with the Deepwood thingy, like that, they'll go up to 17, which is going to be exactly not enough for us to deal with them. What we need are ward units at this point. Sure, we will happily take those evolutions. Ward, please. Ward unit. Amelia. Amelia, please. Oh no, Amalia, not Amelia. Ugh. Wrong unit. My fault. So Amelia could potentially draw into the 5 cost with 3 ward units. So I think we're going for that line. Come on. High roll. Nope. It's a nope. Gildaria's on 14. We don't really have other lines. Except to just have a wide board. With barrier. Not a single ward unit in sight, guys. Triple Gildaria. And we're dead. That's gonna be a combo. So they're gonna be playing out 1 costs, bouncing cards back to hand, playing a roach out, whose attack depends on the number of cards you've already played that turn, bouncing it back again, replaying it, and then just ending us from there. Painful. But we're okay. It's part of the game. A fun deck. Solid deck. Where's the roach? Show us the roach. Ten to dead. Pain. we've cut down a bit on ward units. We're running 2 of each from Amalia and the Magus, Luminous Magus. So that's something we need to think about. It's only against Forestcraft where it's worrying. I think we need to spam Amelia to just dig into that and get it early on. Dragoncraft, so that's going to be either heavily aggro or mid-range. Don't want the Hound as well here. We want the Ignominious. Yeah, Ignominious Samurai here to deal with the board. Yep, ending the turn here. Keeping our 2 costs in hand. And playing out a 2-cost 2-1. Deal 1 damage to 2 random enemy followers. We've got 2 random enemy followers. That's like the best case scenario that could ever happen against their deck. And then if they engage, they create a 2-2. They've got to discard a card though, but this has Storm and Ward. If they go face, we've got Ignominious to clear and 2 to their face. Sure. You're going for trades. We're gonna go for trades as well. Hound of War here is gonna deal 4 damage to that. And we still have 1 life remaining for them to handle still. If they play out a unit to deal with that, then it's a 2-for-1 at that point. Trade? No. Okay, I see you, buddy. We can deal with that with a double Seria line. But we can also just play out a Rosé, get ourselves a 0-cost Prim to play out here. Which I think is a nice little unit to be hidden there. And let's go for a trade here and go for 6 to life with our Hound of War evolved unit. Boom. 14 life. Let's see. Okay. Evolving is gonna deal 4 damage to a follower. Sure. We've got the Samurai to deal with that. We've also got Vals to deal with that. But I think Samurai is much better here. Oh no. We don't have Bane yet. We'll have Bane when we unlock Super Evo. How do we deal with that? We've got a line of dealing 1 and then 1 from Prim and then Vals to clear it away. It's not the worst, to be fair. Also not the best, but it leaves us with a solid board state against their empty board state, and then we also dealt with their 6-7. Next turn, we've got an Olivia line. If they leave us with at least 1 unit, that's gonna be an extra 3 to face. Which I think should be our go-to line at that point. Let's see what the game plan is. If you're new to our stream, we are streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We are live daily. Monday to Friday. What was that? Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. UK time. And then weekends, it's going to be random, but I'm estimating it to be 10 to 12. We've now got Ignominious to deal with that. Intimidate means we can't swing into it, actually. So that's a problem. So we can put down a Nonja, though, to be defensive. If that's the case, then our line needs to be Olivia. To gain back 2 life, play out the Nonja here. Super evolving one of them. Thinking hard. Are we attempting to end the game now? If we are, let's play out a Nonja Super Evoing Olivia, so that they need to deal with both. We've got the ward unit there. Quite safe. Is an Odin lights out for us? 7. Yeah, an Odin is lights out. We can't really deal with that. So we have to go for this line, hoping that they don't draw into an Odin. Odin. Great. We don't have any ward units until Amalia on 8.
I will not falter.
How do we deal with that? Vals would have been able to deal with that safely. If that's the case, then there's an argument to have saved the Vals instead of having it deal with the 6-7. We need to be scared of these things when we're playing against Dragoncraft, the Intimidate units. Gotta note as well that it's a 7 cost. We're playing against Master Rankers, which is nice. It's great XP for us.
With rain comes
While we are still climbing the ranks. Luminous Magus. Would have been nice, but we want to be on curve. That has 0 curve at all. Albert's technically a 9. Olivia's a 7. Prim helps curve-wise because Prim gives you a 2 cost. So Prim gives us 2 units. Her and a 3-3. As long as you keep Prim in play. Fanfare, if you're in overflow, add a white frost whisper to your hand. Fair enough. Thinking here, I think we play something out to deal with that Philen. Which in this case, I believe to be the Hound. Leaving... Other line is Rose. Prim on this, Rose on that. Leaves us with a Rose in play actually. Which they'll still have to deal with. We're on the defense right now, so more units remaining in play. We swang there so that we trigger Follower Strike, which is something that happens if you swing at a unit, and then if the opposing follower is damaged, destroy it. So it never swung back on Rose. So that leaves us with something on the board that they have limited options to deal with. Give this follower Intimidate. So that's good. That takes a unit away from them. And leaves us with our own unit to deal with that. Nonja to place down. And then we'll have a Zirconia evolution line for this turn. As long as there's no storm to deal with this, we will have nice advantages. Or they use a Super Evo. Happily gonna take that. Vals. Okay, we now know, based from our previous game, that we need to value Vals high. So let's play out a Zirconia. Evolve Zirconia here. Swing 6 at the 4-2. And call it a day from there. Following turns, we've got the Hound or Vals, depending on if they have a wide or a big board. Ilan doesn't do much. It's a 4-4 at this point. Sure. On 6, what do they have? We can play out the Hounds here and have just an extremely wide board. They can wipe the board though with that dragon. We can also just play out an Albert here. Evolve Albert, swing for a big chunk of damage. Does sound better. Leaving our Hounds as control unit. Dealing 4. Alright. And we have multiple Alberts as well. So I think this is solid here. Next turn, Olivia, Super Evo, gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Play something out as well. Sure. That's gonna bring us to 9. We'll take it. We will happily take it, folks. Our line at this point now is an Olivia into a Super Evo, targeting one of our knights. It's looking good. Swing 7 at the Odin, 7 at his life as well, and just have a wide board. And we end the turn here. Can you deal with this? You can, but you can't deal with Albert, who's coming down. Sure, but it's over, buddy. Boom. Hyper aggressive against the hyper aggressive Dragoncraft, and I think that's a top tier deck as well. Promoted, folks. Diamond is the highest in terms of matchups, so the promotion depends on your win rate and the people you play against. Cringe, you didn't let us finish. That is true indeed. We got promoted. That means we're going to be facing against harder opponents. This is the highest tier of groups, and we're in a good spot at the moment, which is nice. And we are going to be going from here. Abysscraft. Okay. Hyper aggro. Let's see. Let's throw away everything. We need small units, 2 drops and 3 drops against this. If they are mid-range, then it's worth the mistake. Nothing. Oh, we have 1. We have Ignominious, and we have our second one. Very, very nice. That's good. Seria or Ignominious. I think we play out Ignominious here, just to have some form of aggression. If they play out Bats, we've got Seria to deal with both. Arthas. Okay. That's different. We've got a 5-drop, which means Rose is not really a 5-drop at this point. So let's swing there and clean up nicely. Continue the pressure. Give us something to shoot with Seria. Nope. Something else? That's perfect, actually. Luminous Lance Trooper plus a Seria is gonna deal damage there and trade there, giving us a wide board here. Argavi could wipe the board up if they decide to play it, and they do have it. Nasty stuff. No no evolution though, which means our Luminous Magus will be able to deal with that and survive this turn as well. Boom. Looking solid. Mukan comes down. Sure. Deal with our units, buddy. Then from here, Vals is good. Vals is solid. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Argavi deals 7 across the board. And if we use Vals at this point, we will have just a solid board, but I think our play here is Amelia to draw 2 cards. Massive card step, bro. And then from here we play out the Vals, I think, or save the Vals, but I think we can play it out now, saving our Hounds of War to deal with the board. I think our opponent is highly incentivized to go wide now with Cerberus. So I think we go for that line and attempt to end the game next turn. No Cerberus line yet, and we win! Very nice. Very safe and solid. 2-match win streak, currently on Diamond, pushing up. Let's proceed. 308 RP gained. Looking good. Cringe. They don't let us finish. Two-match win streak. We just switched as well, dex-wise. We've been on Runecraft for 3 weeks. And there was a big tournament today, which we weren't able to play in. Because it turns out that you have to have your deck submitted even if you're not even part of the tournament. If you're on the wait list, you also have to submit your deck. So we were not able to do that. Good to know though that we are supposed to do that now. But yeah, I was testing Runecraft for that tournament. Wasn't panning out. Switched to Swordcraft. Immediately got a win streak, and I think we will be sticking with Swordcraft or Abysscraft. I think Abysscraft is also solid. So let's see. Prim could come down here, and then we chill for a bit, or they're Portal Craft, right? If we play out Luminous Lance Trooper and they play out the 2 cost, then they have an answer. So I think let's go for Prim first. But we're not going to be swinging with Prim anytime soon. We're just going to keep her hidden. And just play out our thicker units. 3-3. That is looking solid. Sure, we'll take the trade. So it looks like they're on gears. They're not on puppets, which means Prim is technically safe to swing. But do we want to though? I don't think we do. If they're on gears, they might not have enough just yet to wipe the board. Puppets are the ones that wipe the board early, which means we have a line to just have an extremely wide board. Go for a Zirconia evolution play next turn. And go face. I don't think they can arrange gears early on. They've got 3, right? Oh, not there. The logs. Played by opponent. Just this, which adds a gear of ambition. And you need to fuse a few things to get the 5-3 that wipes the board. So if they're gonna play something that cleans up a bit, we've got Zirconia to just empty their board up. Come on. Come on, don't be shy. A bullet! Let's see. Zirconia is gonna be kind of a waste. We're gonna lose 1 unit, but I still think it's worth it, to be honest. So Zirconia is gonna evolve, create 2 2/2s, and buff everyone else. Create 2 1/1s and buff everyone with a +1/+1. So we waste that one, but I think that's okay, because now we have this unbelievably wide board. Enemy cards played. They can fuse into a board wipe now, actually. But we've dealt the damage. We've dealt 6 damage already. Happily. And trading as well. We will take it. Then Vals comes down. Is now an ambush unit for 3. If they decide to deal 3 here, let's evolve Vals. It's hidden evolution right there. And let's end the turn. We're just gonna keep doing this kind of lines, because they can't interact with an ambush unit. No interactions at all.
This might hurt.
Oof.
Just loving someone will keep them safe.
Looks like a panic play. Ooh, Amelia's here. Okay. We didn't have much to deal with our board state. So I think... If we play out a Vals and Super Evo the Vals to get it to 7... No, it's gonna get to 6, which means if they roll me on 8 to generate... Can you evolve an already evolved character? Nope. Doesn't look like it. 3, 4. Thinking hard.
I'll miss you.
So I think let's not waste this 6 swing there. They might use a board wipe on the next turn, I think. That might be what they're going for, to be honest. So I think let's play out an Odin here. Super Evo the Odin and swing 7 at life. If they attempt to wipe the board, we can Super Evo anything and deal damage to a unit. That's gonna deal 1 to life. This will have to be double board wipe plus life gain. They're back to 4, sadly. We didn't get a sweeper from our side. Huh. 6, 2, 4 is tricky to get through. Not gonna lie. This is the perfect arrangement of artifacts, actually. Thinking. And we won't be able to reach Ralmia as well. So I think let's just buy a bit of time in the form of Amelia. That's quite nice. And we drew Albert. Thinking here. Do we go for the Albert line? They're gonna go up to 7.
We fear the dark because it let me aid you.
So I think we can go for the Amelia Super Evo here. Give ourselves barrier. Deal with the ward unit and call it a day from there. Let's end the turn here. Next turn we can Albert to sweep the board. They can't really go through us. They need to deal with ward units 6 times. And that's going to leave them at 3 life each unit, or 2 life, 1 life, 3 life. If they just pass the turn, they're going to deal 3 damage to everything. And then on the turn after that, we don't have any more Super Evos, but we've got Albert to swing twice for 6. This can gain themselves back to 6, but that's about it. Sure? We just played out sticky units. And it's over. Albert. Boom. And then 3 and 3 is lights out. Very nice. Very solid line. We keep winning. You're my lucky charm. At the Hanaiden. We got there. Sticky units is the play. Let's throw Amelia away. Swordcraft mirror. So first one to stabilize will be ahead. So let's go for it. Let's go for it, folks. Us first. Let's end the turn. Nothing really. And then from here, thinking we can either play Luminous Lance Trooper. I think that's the line. And then we will have the units to pressure our opponents with. That's nice. Prim is here, but we do have an answer to Prim in the form of Syria. We can just deal 1 damage there and start swinging at life. And we have control of the board state at the moment. We can either swing with the Hound at Rose or Valves to deal 1. What's next play? Next turn, they could highly likely play out Luminous Magus, which we won't really have an answer for. So I think we go for the proper cleanup now. Have our units to deal with them later on. If they go for a Luminous Magus here, we've got Hound plus Ignominious to clean up. Val's Evolution will take it. Oof. Perfect top deck. Albert's not bad as well. Bringing us to 5-7. They don't have a way to deal with a tall unit just yet, right? Unless it's something like a Gildaria, which we will happily take. So I think Albert is the line at this point. Maybe we should have held off on the Albert and saved it for at 9 to just end the game, but we are going for the hyper-aggressive route at the moment. So we're just going all in. They clean up, we've got the Hound of War next turn, and then Odin after that. Does an early Albert line work? Is the question. Forced out the Gildaria, that's good. That means there's no free Gildaria Super Evo. Plus, they need to do that kind of swing. Oof. Rose is powerful. Ignominious is solid as well. Hound is a cleanup. There's a lot of options here. If we go for Rose, we can deal with Gildaria at the very least. Thinking that's a free hit. And then Luminous Lance Trooper can deal with one of these. And we maintain a board. Other option would have been play this out, use the 1-1 on Gildaria, evolve this to swing there, and then Rose into that. But I think this line is safer in the sense that we keep 2 units in play. 3 units even. We leave them with a 2-2, but we don't mind that. And the more units we have, the bigger our Olivia swing is gonna be. And you're happy to Super Evo that as well if you want to. Second Gildaria, sure. Super Evo is gonna wipe the board. Albert. Albert is interesting. Odin can clean up there, bringing our opponent to 3. Do we die on the swing back? I don't think so. 2, 4, 6. At most they can do on 8 is an Amelia. Or play a wide board as well. Which I think we're okay with, to be fair. So we are gonna go for the controversial Odin line here. Super Evoing Odin, bringing our opponent down to 3. Hoping that they can't end us with 3/2/2 knights. Don't think they can. And we go from there. Should be exciting. We're taking a huge risk here. Plus, you can't really ignore Odin if you're not ending the game. So you have to swing into Odin as well with something. They can't really play out something like a Luminous Magus as well, or an Amelia, because there's no space on the board. At most they can put down is 2. The most they can put down is 2. Olivia? Sure, goes up to 5. What else? That's a problem. Huh. We are getting... We're okay. It's over. Ignominious. Deal with that, my friend. Play out Albert. Super Evo here. And then we go for the throat. Boom. Victory is ours, folks. 4-match win streak. I sweated a bit, but we saw the line. Cringe. They don't let us end the game. Why is that? Why they like that? We're going second against Runecraft. This is gonna be aggro versus control, so we need to be able to handle them. Prim is okay. Rosé is okay as well. Not the best, but it gives us a curve. We don't want to have nothing, to be honest. So let's just play them out. We're going second, so we can go Prim into Nonja, into Rosé, into a 4-drop, hopefully a Zirconia. 3 cards down the line. And then we go from there. So what did they play? Was that Foresight? Yes. So Foresight is interesting. That means they are on the Spell Boost build. The Earth Sigil build now is running no Foresight and is just on the Penelope setup. So that's good for us. That means we're not scared of Sage Light sweeps too much, because they need to invest a lot of resources to do that. Is that on 3? That is on 3. We're just playing our units out at this point, applying a lot of pressure. I think on 4 they just have a draw 2 here, or nothing. And then they have the Anon Grey on 5. Ooh! That's a nice tech card. +2, -2. Are we supposed to play out Rosé? That's just gonna get eaten up by Anon Greya. It does force them to evolve, which is good for us. So I think we go for the Rosé line here. Evolve Prim. Start to swing harder with 3. Anangrea is gonna wipe the board, and then we go for a Luminous Magus at that point.
Ready, Graham? Right behind you, man.
Yep. Vols would have been nice as well, but this is
Pack up for the
the
day.
cards we were given.
Tactical retreat.
Oh, hello. But that's a 6, not a 5. So let's go for the Magus line. They're not going to be able to clean this up nicely unless it's a back-to-back Anangrea. At which point we are okay and we'll just take the hit. If that's the case. If they don't have an answer here, Vals is going to be an ambush unit that is going to potentially dish out guaranteed damage later on. Should be fun to watch. Let's see what your line is. What is your line, buddy?
I give up.
Oof. Virgent. Rejected RTs. This is 6 to life. This is gonna hurt us a lot. Or they clear this, which we don't mind. Okay. You're leaving us with a unit then. Interesting. Very interesting. Balls can deal 5 damage to something. But that's about it. Another line is to play Amelia out. Play out Vals, deal with that. Super Evo here. Deal with this as well. And leave us a board full of barrier units. Which I think sounds like a good line. Not gonna lie. So let's play out Vals, deal with that. Super Evo here. That's gonna give us barrier across the board. And have another swing right there. So it is gonna be a struggle for them to deal with this. Unless they have a Kuon at this point. But we are gonna get into rally range soon. And having free Super Evos on our Gildarias sounds great. So our main objective is to get to 20 rally count. And rally is, you just need to play units. Is this a Kuon line? No! No Kuon in hand. That would have been a Kuon line, I think. Unless it's a William line, just to clean up. Which we don't mind. That slows them down. And does not apply a lot of pressure to us. And we have to take note that Gildaria Super Evos are 3 1 damage hits as well. Because they are going to be cleaning something up. So we are highly incentivized to get to that point. 8, 6, 3, 5. I think we go for the Amelia line again here. Hello, Zirconia. Zirconia is solid. We still have an evolution to use, and that's going to give us a lot of units for our Gildaria line. And we'll be able to deal with that as well. And here Gildaria is now on 14. These onions are cleaning us up quite nicely. Huh. Next turn, we've got Hound into Luminous Magus. And having that extra play point not being used is okay as well. Because we'll have an Albert into an Ignominious Samurai line on 11. If, for example, they play out something like a Ward unit or a defensive unit. Sure, gain 4. But now what? Are you just gonna take these? You have no answer for these? Sad times. Okay, Anangrea. That is gonna be a Super Evo.
Never smart to play with fire.
Clean up, please. Cool. That means our hound is also gonna clean up nicely. 17. Hello, Olivia. Olivia. Is Olivia good? I don't think so. At this point, at least. It's not solid just yet. So I think we go for a Hound of War here to empty the board. Play out our Luminous Lance Trooper. And then from here, Gildaria is one rally count away from triple super evoing.
Not all is lost.
I give up. I demand a rematch.
You don't really want a Gildaria without units to swing into. But Runecraft doesn't really play units, sadly. But it is what it is. If they don't play units, we've got Olivia into Zirconia. Huh. They're a full combo. Okay, there's the units. Very nice. Thinking hard. I think we can start with an Olivia, see what we get, and go from there. Albert is in hand. Interesting. So we're thinking about, do we use the Samurai now to deal with that? I don't think our opponent is going to be running a lot of ward units except for Anne and Greya, which they've played a lot of already. If we place Zirconia down, then they can Super Evo this to deal 5 to us. And Spell Boost their hand for 3. Which we don't really want them to be doing. So let's do a nice little cleanup here. What is happening? Okay. It's one unit. Oof. Our opponent... Why did they use that? Was that meant to be? I don't even know now. I'm confused with that line. Huh. Can play out an Albert here and deal 6 to life. Or play out an Amelia. Hope that our thingies survive. That also prevents them from Kuoning. And we don't mind using up Amelias at this point because we have triple Gildaria in hand. Where are your Kuons? Show me the Kuons now. We'll happily deal with them with triple Gildaria. Should we play out Olivia and Zirconia just so that we don't have any more? We have a play set of the cards afterwards. Are you going to be drawing into another Albert? What, that's it? Now we Gildaria here. That is going to be perfect. Gildaria is a board wipe. Does Albert win us now, the game? Not at 20. 3, 6, 14. Plus 12. This is 18 damage worth of attacks. So let's play out a Gildaria. Swinging hard at the units here. Let's trade with one. That's not gonna trade actually. That's just gonna deal with that. Let's play this out. Let's swing there. And let's just have a thick board state. Nothing else. And then we go for another Gildaria and then another one out after that. Or we just go for the Albert line. Oof. They're ending the game. They're going for a Kuon line here. Oh, wow. Yeah, we couldn't do much against that. They went for it. That's exactly 17 damage. Even if we healed up with Olivia, it was not gonna work. It's taking the 6 early on from that Aningrea that hurt us the most, to be honest. We needed an answer at that point. Quite a close game though. Very nice indeed. We're going second now.
With rain comes death.
Abyss, let's save our 2 cost units. They're looking good. We're going second. Good to know. Last word, add a ghost. Teria can deal with that. Or we play down Prim and play Nonja next turn. I don't think we want any units at all in our opponent's side. So we are going to be aggressively cleaning up here. Play something else. Cool. Okay, that's a trade, I guess. Sure. And then let's play out another Seria here. Seria deals with bats though, so we could be wasting things by doing this quite early. And then we could have Seria'd here at this point, basically. But let's play out the Hound. Let's deal with what does the bat do? Have a look at the bat. It's Drain. It doesn't have any form of rush. So I think we go for Hound onto that and end the turn there. They can get the bat now if they wanted to. But that's about it. Ooh, this gives rush. Okay, that's solid. Oh, it gives it Storm. Wow. Strong. Strong plays. What are we thinking about? We could go for the Zirconia line at this point. If we go for Zirconia, we're gonna get a 6/6 and 2/2/2. 6/6 to deal with that, which I think is okay. And then the turn after that, we've got Prim into Nonja. They're gonna Argavi and potentially wipe our board. But if they don't have it, then we will be in an extremely good position after this. Argavi wipes this up. Exactly 7 damage. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It deals 7. So we're going to be left with a 2/2. Is good for us. Sure. Great draw. Vals is such a good draw here. We can play out Prim. Play out Vals as well. Deal 5 there. And then evolve Vals as well. And swing 4 into the bat. Another interesting line is Prim into double Nonja into super evoing Prim to give +1/+1 to everyone, and that's gonna be including 2 nonjas, which are gonna be on 4/4, 2 4/4s, 2 4/4 ward units.
A peek of skin just for you.
Sure. Huh. Okay. Interesting. We're down to 9. They're pressuring us hard. I think they're trying to end the game with Odin soon. Like back-to-back Odins. But if we get there before them, we will be in a better position than them. So I think we play out Olivia here, giving us 2 play points back, giving us the Nonja play here as well. And then from here, we can Super Evo Olivia, targeting the Nonja, wipe the board up, and go from there. This is positioning us to end the game as well against them quite soon. Oof. An Odin's not gonna work. An Odin's gonna clean that up. They might have to... Boom. Very, very nice for us. And we got the win.
You reap what you sow.
Sick. Matchmaking was in. Let's keep on keeping on.
With rain comes death.
Can we not? I wasn't built for combat.
Olivia, Zirconia, Rose, Luminous, Magus. Let's have a look. And I think we should throw these away. We're going second. Zirconia is gonna be great on turn 2. So I think we just... Oof, these are bad. We could just straight up lose if we don't draw into 2 drops. So 2 drop. Perfect. Should we play it out now? I don't think so, because we can go for a 2, 3, 4 into 6 into 6. I think we're forced to Rose here, actually. Take the 3/3 now before they gain back that life that they drained themselves with. Because if they evolve that, they gain themselves 5 life back. Ooh, 3/1? Ooh. I was gonna play out the Luminous Lance Trooper, but this is even better. Just a board wipe, straight up.
Did this to me.
Will devour you. There's side effects.
3 1/1s. We've got the Zirconia line now, if we wanted to, and I think we should go for it.
The Lord Commander dons her mask.
Evolution. And let's deal with the bat. We can leave this here because we don't mind them getting a ghost if they deal with the board.
I'm here to spread the love. Now I'm annoyed. What? You think I shine too brightly?
We'll take that trade. We are on 5 at the moment, but this is a very good top deck. We're gonna be able to clean up the board.
Stop right there.
Deal with all of these bat nonsense that we're seeing. 2 cards remaining. We're still healthy on 13 life. We're gonna be drawing 2 more cards and healing back up by 2 with Olivia. Sure. 3 damage. Down to 7. They're trying to end us next turn with Odin, which they can still do, to be honest. That hurts. That's exactly enough. We don't have an Amelia line at the moment. Gildaria is not gonna do much as well. So I think let's draw 2 with Olivia, gaining us 2 life. From here we can do a Super Evo and swing there, but an Odin 7 plus the Super Evo plus this 1 countdown damage. That's still gonna count down, right? Or does it stop? At the start, so we're not gonna take 1 damage. So we will be okay. We'll be down to 1 with an Odin line, but that's about it. Right? In theory? Yes! Odin doesn't clear us because of the Olivia life gain. That was great. 2-match win streak against Abyss twice. Olivia has been critical in those games. Dragoncraft. Okay, aggro deck. So let's keep aggro cards. We've got 2, we've got 3, we've got 4 potentially. Rose if we've got nothing else. If we do like this, we have another line. Perfect. From here, let's play out the Lance Trooper and call it a day from there. Let's end the turn. Chill for a bit. Oof. 1. Okay, they're on 1. A Rose is nice because it's not gonna trade. If any of the units have any damage, Rose can just clear that. Let's save the Valses for the Intimidate units. Let's just slam down units back to back, folks. Forcing the pressure. Can they wipe the board?
Stand proud.
We won. We won on turn 3 with a concession. Just by playing aggro units. I like it. 3-match win streak. Still on diamond. Current rank AA2. Let's keep moving up. We are going to be hitting master soon. Hoping to get there by when? By July. Right? That's the goal.
With rain comes death.
Mulligan, mulligan, mulligan. We're going second, so let's keep this. Our opponent's turn now. Cool. Let's end the turn here as well. If they drop something, we can Seria to wipe the board. Or Vals. I think Seria here is good. It saves our play points for an emergency button, just in case something goes bad. Cheretta. Sure. From here we can play Vals out, and then we can do a back-to-back Rose line to draw 2 cards. Because if you enhance for 5, you draw a follower that costs 2 or less, and you set its cost to 0. Quite solid. And if we draw into a Seria, then that's just lights out. No Seria, sadly. Do we take the trade then? Keep the ignominious samurai? I think we do. Let's start the aggro with an evolution to swing for 4 right now. They have to deal with that with their own evolution potentially. So we're eating into their evolutions early on.
We fear the dark because it let me aid you.
Oof. Ignominious. That's a trade. And we can't deal with this board, sadly. We can play out Rose and draw into something that is okay, actually. We can play all of our units out and start clearing here. We'll also be able to take the 3-1 in the process. And then we'd have a rally count of 7 now. Another one, but we're not too scared of that this time because of Gildaria.
Understanding is the first step to conquering.
Is there a better way to deal with the board? Not really. This is an easy board wipe. It's a waste of a super evo though. But because our cards are not lining up, we have to do this line. They can super evo themselves and deal with our board. But if it's one unit that's super evoed, like a Gildaria, we can deal with that. With the Vals. Thinking here. What is our line? You can go for an Amelia Prim into a Nonja Super Evo. Deal with that. That's also going to be playing to our card advantage lines. Or, hear me out, let's play a Luminous Magus from our Amelia. Let's Super Evo Amelia, give everyone barrier. Deal with their Gildaria. And chill from here. They might be forced to go for an Amelia line here. Just to start dealing with this board. Which is going to be buying us some time. And we've got answers now with Samurai. Amelia was solid there. Such a strong top deck. Such a strong draw from Amelia. Getting the Magus. Establishing this kind of board. Amalia is now down. That's still gonna trade with everything. Which we will happily take. And now they're gonna take 7 to the face. No, they're not. They're just gonna clear that now. Which we will happily take. Because we have our own lines at this point. We have the Magus. I think let's start out with an Amelia. And see what we get from here. Because this Magus line is an easy clear. Gildaria is on 16. That's good to know. Magus is gonna clean that up quite nicely. No more Super Evos from both sides. Which means the person with a board state has an advantage here. So next is, I think we play out the Luminous Lance Trooper. So that we pump up Gildaria's count. 19. Which means we can play out a Vals to deal 5. And then Gildaria is gonna super evolve on the spot. Look at that. He's got Ward from the Magus. Very nice. Ignominious Samurai. Sure. Vals. Sure as well. We'll take it. And then from here, a cool line is something into Gildaria. Or, let's just go for an Albert line. A 9 is going to be a board wipe. And then from here, we can deal 6. Let's keep the barrier on the Magus. Just so that they're stressing out for a bit. And then, if they don't deal with... Even if they do deal with this board, If we keep this 1/1 here, then that's gonna be enough to deal 1 plus 4 plus 6. They do something. We've got Gildaria to deal 1. Well, quite nice. So we are in a good spot at the moment. Sure. Amelia into a Gildaria. Powerful. Which means we are going to be playing our own Gildaria as well.
I lacked foresight.
So let's go for it. Let's go for this nice little cleanup. Let's trade that, deal 1 damage there, and let's play out our ward unit in the form of Nanja. That's gonna swipe for 1 damage. And now we have this extremely wide board that they can't deal with. We have lethal with Albert as well. What's that doing?
I am satisfied. Lovely day for a picnic. By my blade.
Ooh. They're cleaning up with Amalia.
Shall we pack up for the day?
But the issue with that is we are gonna be left with a nice little Albert 6 damage swing. Boom. We're moving ahead, folks. It is looking good.
What you sow?
4-match win streak. Playing against the master ranks on Diamond at the moment.
With rain comes death.
Mulligan stuff up. We're going first, so Hound might be good. We'll have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, potentially Rose if needed as well. And one of these as a 4-drops. Hello, 4-drop. Cool. We've got 2, 3, 4. Let's find out what kind of runecraft they are. They're not doing much at the moment. So let's play Assyria out. Ignominious is the stronger unit, so let's save that. And start swinging 2s using our Assyria. Cool, we'll take that Stormy Blast, but do you have an answer for a 4-2? You have a second blast. If not, that's gonna be boom 4. Let's see. Sure, that's a board wipe that they're using right now.
The Lord commanded.
That also means they don't have Anangrea this turn, which means this is gonna be an extremely powerful turn for us.
All this world lacks is wisdom.
Evolving, sure. And they're on Earth, right? Good to know.
I yield.
Let's play. Ooh. Huh. Yep, I think we still play out the Rose here and clean the board up.
Most who take the high road, brave fool.
That is a nice little board wipe, leaving us with a Rose as well. Burgent is strong though. No evolution? Huh. Okay. We've got a Zirconia line, which we can go for. But we're already on the slow end of things, so there's not really a lot of pressure that we'll be able to do by going for a Prim into Zirconia. That's gonna leave us 6. Nope, we'll have to. That's gonna leave us with a 2-2, a 2-2, a 2-2, and a 6-2. While this is quite similar as well. Plus, we're able to deal with this later on. We haven't used any evolutions yet, which is quite solid as well. Let's have a quick think. Zirconia with what can we deal with that with? I think we go for the Olivia line here. Just draw 2 cards, see what we get, and go from there, I think. Let's play out the Prim here as well. And Super Evo that out.
Even fate shall fall to this blade. Follow my lead.
Force a cleanup at this point. Let's see, a Kuon Super Evolution is gonna work, or a William. Sure, a William's okay for us. And that was a solid top deck. Amalia. Amalia is a wide board for us. And they've used a William, an Arcane Eruption. That means they'll need another William or a Kuon Super Evolved to deal with this board. That means they're also wasting a Super Evo. To Amalia, please. Thank you very much. Looking good. So 3 there, 6 to Amalia, and 4 to life is gonna be the play. At which point we've got the Albert line. Go for. Or the Rosé line. The Rosé line looks good. Getting us a Syria. That is gonna clean up quite nicely. Like that. And from here we can play out the Ignominious or Zirconia to buff the board and create a wide board state. That looks better, to be honest. Leaving our Ignominious. That's gonna buff everyone up. I used to watch your Axie streams, by the way. What's your sword build? Have a nice stream. Thank you, Miyoji. I'll show you the build after this game. I showed it in the beginning of the stream as well, but I'll show it now as well. We've been climbing up with Swordcraft, and yeah. Axie was fun. I've been away for a lot of months preparing for the marriage, as well as not really feeling the metagame then. I'm not sure, how is it now? Are you still on Axie, or you are now just chilling as well with Shadowverse, exploring the new games out there? Dark Side, sure. Glad to have you on board as well. Stormy Blast, you're not gonna clean up nicely then. Just chilling here on Shadowverse. That is good to hear. It's fun. I do enjoy the game. It's fast and it's like 20 life. Much better than Hearthstone's 30, which takes a while. It's great. Huh. We're gonna be dealing 2. Bringing our opponent down to a really low life. Thinking though, we should either go wild now. 5, 10, 2. That's going to bring them down to 4 life. Which I think is a good position for us to be in. Let's just apply a lot of pressure here, and then a top deck Albert or Odin is gonna be lights out for them. We also have to take note that they can end us with a combo. Like at this point they can go for a 10 cost play into a Dimension Climb into an Astaroth's Reckoning and end the game. But we're not going down without a fight, folks. Let's see. Do you have an answer to this board? Odin is kind of an answer. Sage Light to heal back up. That means our main out is... gonna be Albert. Hoping to draw into an Albert soon. This is interesting though. Odin on Runecraft. I've seen this a few times before, but it's usually a heavily Earthcraft build. Okay, there's the Earth stuff. They have Foresight, which usually is cut now. Huh. Are you gonna... Okay, they wiped the board then. They're going heavy on the aggro game plan. I think they're trying to end the game ASAP. Two. Which means I think we need to go for the defensive line here. We've got a line. We've got a weird line in the form of Olivia. Drawing us 2 cards, gaining us life back, playing out a Luminous Magus to have a wide board. And then a Super Evo at this point is gonna clean up 2 units, Anengrea and... Not really Anengrea then. We have other lines. 2... 4. We've got Nonja to play as well. Which looks like it's solid as well. So let's play that out. Let's Super Evo here, targeting Nonja. Nonja can deal with that. That can deal with that. Oof! Oof. Painful. We ran out of time, folks. And it's lights out. Ugh. This Olivia was gonna go to that. And leave them with only 9 damage against us. Ugh. We saw the line a bit too late, sadly. Okay. We're still on diamond. It's our first loss after what? 2-win win streak? 3-win win streak? Let's have a look. 4-win win streak. Plus, okay, let's show the deck. Cards, decks. Swordcraft 3. View deck. So we're running 3 of the Ignominiouses, which I think you see up there. 3 of the Serias as well. Plus 3 Prims. And then those are our 2 drops plus the Luminous Lance Trooper. 3 of that as well. And then 2 Hound of Wars. 3 Vals, 3 Rose, 3 Zirconia. 2 Luminous Maguses because I think we get stuck with it sometimes. Albert as a 3 of, just as a win con. Odin as a 2 of because we don't want to get clogged with it. Amalia as a 2 of as well. 2 of the Olivias, and 3 Amelia and 3 Gildaria, just to round it out. We're playing around with the Odin count, the Amelia count, and the Amelia count, the Odin count, the Luminous Magus count as well, and the Amalia count as well. If there's a lot of forest crafts, we want a lot of ward units. If there's a lot of sword crafts, we just want small units. And we play around with prim count as well. That's what we are tweaking at the moment. Our turn. Ending the turn here. Our turn back, we can play Luminous Lance Trooper. And then from there, we chill for a bit. We can play out Rose if we wanted to, or... Ooh, we're left with 1 unit. We'll take that. Hound. Hound of War could be dealt with by Vals. So I think our line here is Prim, so that even if they Vals, they just are going to be Valsing a Knight. We're just trying to line up our plays with what they are going to play. And play around it. They're great, and it's working out. So from here, we can play out a Lance Trooper since we've got a lot of these. I think this is all of our Lance Troopers. So let's deal with that. And play a 3-3 out. That has Rush. Could have played this out and dealt with Vals then instead. But I do like, which would have been the play then, if they're just going to be dealing with it as well. So we played this out and would have swinged at Vals instead. Rose is going to be perfect here. Drawing us a 0-crossed Swordcraft unit and dealing with that there. And then from here, let's start the evolutions and start dealing a lot of damage. Boom. Let's end the turn and go from there. Evos we throw out just like that. As soon as we get it, we throw it out. Just because the best Evo targets are Zirconia and Gildaria. We'll take the win. Cool. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, subscribe to our channel. We are now more active on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We're live on all 3 platforms. And we are going to be posting out deck lists, posts, and videos as well, which we're failing to edit recently. But this looks like we're going well at the moment. That's our deck. And yep, if you're new here, subscribe to our channel. Yes, daddy. Glad to hear. Cool, let's throw these away. Portalcraft, okay. Portalcraft is a throwaway. Good to hear, good to hear. Nel Dulig Bautista, paano mag-earn dito sa Reg? May mga tournament rin ba sila? Good question, let me translate that. Nel is one of our followers from Facebook and he's asking, how do you earn in this game? Good question. So it is not play to earn, it is a Web 2 game, but they have a lot of tournaments. Today, they actually have a 1.5k USD tournament, and tomorrow, I was waitlisted for both. But my problem was, I didn't realize that the system needed you to register your deck, even if you're just a waitlister. Because if you register your deck, it will show up in-game that the tournament is now active, and you can play in that, which we didn't do. So, yeah. You can earn 1.5k USD tournaments. Plus, I think I could host my own tournaments as well, which is good. Because I'm an organizer in community gaming as well as Limitless, so we can do that as well. Easy. Another thing we can do is set up for a community for us to test with, to practice with, and have the edge. Because as Atahanaidin said, this is a game that they see a lot in Japan. So there's a very strong Japanese scene at the moment, which I think we can play against and cover. A Rose here could be good. They are on gears, on artifacts. So we could potentially set ourselves up quite nicely here with the Rose at this point and then a Zirconia on the next turn. They're on artifacts. They don't have much to clean the board up with, which is good for us. So let's see. What's up? A bullet? We'll take the bullet. Cool. Sali kami ng mga tropa. Glad to hear. And is that a 4-year badge, brother, that I see? Grabe. It's been 4 years since I've went live. That is wild. And I very much appreciate the support until now, kapatid. I know times have changed and things have changed a lot, but it's very nice to see familiar faces. No? It's timeless ba? Alouette is gonna wipe the board, which we don't mind, which we forced with the Zirconia play. But the problem is, how do we deal with that? We drew another Zirconia. Very nice. Hound can deal with that as well, but I think we should go for a Zirconia. This is gonna maximize our evolutions, so our Evos spitted out 2 more units. And if you've got questions, kapatid, just ask them. If you're starting out with the game, we are gonna be streaming live on our regular time slot of 7 to 9 a.m. on Mondays to Fridays. That is UK time, so that is 3 p.m. PH time. Plus YouTube and Twitch as well. We're active on those, so you're happy to watch there as well if that's easier for you. And on weekends we go a bit later. I set it to 10 a.m. but if it's gonna be random depending on what time we wake up. I say we wake up quite late. Oh, Kick. I haven't explored Kick, to be honest. Is that good? Now that you mention it, I've seen it as well. That's gonna go. So let's just develop a whiteboard with the hounds. It is good. Okay, I'll have a look. That could be the next Twitch then. There's also the demand of the game though. How demanding is Shadowverse in those platforms? I'll see. But it's a free roll. That's true. That's true. I'll set it up actually. I mean, there's nothing to lose. Might as well go live in all of the platforms. And you can full multi-stream that too, which is great. Really good to hear. Kick Twitch, YouTube, Facebook together and call it a day. That sounds busted, and I think that is worth an exploration. So we've got the extra play point now. There's a whiteboard at the moment, which we can actually deal with quite nicely with Amalia. Gonna pump our knights. 3. And then that's gonna do a trade there and there as well, leaving our board with a 6/6 and a 3/2 and answers as well. And do you like that we're having all of the content down here as chats? So we're receiving all of the chats across all of the platforms, and we're showing it here so that people can communicate even if they're off platform. I think is nice. It is like going to a vacation with the hot stepmother alone. Oh no. Yeah. And I guess you can play Shadowcraft with the stepmother. Oh, Shadowverse, Swordcraft versus Runecraft. Ooh. We're gonna do that and play out a lot more units. If we end the turn, this is all gonna go anyway, so that's not a problem for us at all. The question is, should we play an Odin out to start swinging at face? Tricky. I mean, if we play out an Odin just randomly like that and do a super evo here, that's gonna be 7 damage. And that's gonna bring them to lethal range with Albert next turn to end the game, unless they heal up, which forces them to play out the heal units. Oof! Oh, that's a heal. Damn. That's a problem. We can't Albert then. Well, we can, but we can't really wipe the board. That is strong. Sylvia gaining 4 and super and not evolving this actually. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. How do we deal with this one? I think we have to play out the samurai. That's gonna be able to deal with that. Okay, we've got an answer actually. Lance Trooper gives Thingy's rush. So if we play out the Prim and we get the Nonja, the Nonja gets Rush, which means they won't be able to deal with that. And it has Bane because of Prim. And we're good from here again. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Scary stuff. And that's the 10-10. Oof. The 10-10 that's gonna wipe the board and deal 10 to life. We're still alive though. And we have an answer. Easy. Has Aura Ward Storm, can't handle the Samurai. And then from here, we're still in a pickle. We need card advantage. That's why we're maxed out on stuff like Amelia. But because we didn't draw any of those, we're stuck. Olivia's gonna help here as well, but we need to draw into Olivia as well. Can they create another 10-10? I think they're doing it. They're trying to create another 10-10. They're waiting for Orcus, I think, as well. Hello, Olivia. Gain us that sweet, sweet life back. And draw 2 cards into another Olivia, into a Rosé. That's gonna get us a card that we can now play out to deal 1 damage with and clean up quite nicely there. Big board state from nowhere is always appreciated. Olivia's gonna gain us another 2 life, back up to 10. But we are in lethal range for the Master. Oh, okay. They're not going for it. They're just playing units out. Is Olivia the play or is Albert the play? I think Albert's the play here. Because with an Albert, we wipe the board, pressure them by swinging hard here, bringing them to 13 life. And if we draw into another Albert, we'll be good. We are saving the Super Evo just in case something wild comes out. Decklist, Marcelio R. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'll show it after the game. Don't worry. I just showed it 2 games ago, but I'll show it again. Easy. Stay tuned. And then, hello, Gildaria. Gildaria can clean up. Rally count at 31. But let's gain life back and let's draw into defense. We need the defense. He is in a lose streak. I lost 1 game. Or was it 2 games? Are you talking about me? Or our opponent? And we haven't lost yet. Let's see. We can play out Rosé. Draw a card. Filter through to get us a bit closer to our Albert. Is nice. We have Gildaria to wipe the board anyway. So let's play out the Prim and end the turn here. We don't really have an answer to the 10 cost if it comes down again. But as long as it's not in just yet, we are still good. They're assembling artifacts again. This is interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're like creating their thingy. Super Evo is gonna summon 1 and trade. Oof. Okay. This is good for us. Why? Because we have the Gildaria to wipe the board. I don't think we are gonna lose here. Let's have a look. Drawing 2, playing out the Gildaria, summoning more things out. And from here... Wait. No. We will have to use our Super Evo then. We can't reach. We should have played the Gildaria and another unit to wipe the board cleaner. Oof. We're forced to use a Super Evo on something. Let's use it on this. And gain that sweet little barrier. And from here, we can just wipe the board. And have our opponent deal with this kind of board state. Good luck. It's the master that can deal with us and end the game from here. If it's not, they'll have to wipe the board.
I have much to learn.
Sweet, sweet victory. We're not on lose. We're on a win streak. What are you talking about? We lost once. Bait. What is our win rate at the moment?
I want to talk.
Win, win, lose, win, 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 lose, win, 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 lose, lose, win, 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 lose, win, win, lose, win, 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 lose, lose. If that's a lose streak, I don't know what's a win streak. Okay, let's show the deck. 3 Ignominiouses, 3 Serias, 2 Hounds of Wars, Rosé, and then Luminuses, Amelia, Olivia, 2 of them, Odin, Amalia, 2 of them as well, and then the one hidden behind us is 3 Luminous Lance Troopers, and then 3 Valses, 3 Zirconias, 3 Alberts, and 3 Gildarias. Gildaria is peak. Let's proceed. Abysscraft. Looking good. Going second, which we like.
With rain comes death.
Zirconia is good going second. But the question is, are we gonna get to 4 safely? We need 2 drops. Question is Zirconia worth it as a keep and hope to get 2 drops? I think it is, and we got it. High roll paid off. Cultivator of Malice. Okay, we've got a good curve. We've got Prim on 2, Nonja on 2, again, and then 3 we've got Vals, and then 4 we've got a Zirconia Evolution. So let's bring Nonja down. That should line up nicely. Prim can trade here. They're gonna get a Ghost, which we don't mind them getting. Nonja is already a 3/3 that they have to deal with. If they do deal with it, we've got Vals to deal with this 3/3. If they don't have an answer, which they... Oh, they do. Oh, Rage of Serpents can be on anything? That is powerful. An enemy or the enemy leader and deal it 3 damage. Wrong. Let's clear that with a Vals. And then if they don't clear this, which they could, they've got a Ghost in hand. We have the Zirconia line.
Please, use me as you see fit. Will devour you.
My first rejection.
I believe we should be going for the Zirconia line here.
Dons her mask.
They'll have the Argavi line as well afterwards, but whenever another allied follower super evolves, give it and this follower +2. Let's deal with that. Argavi is gonna deal 7, split up from the leftmost side. So 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still gonna leave us with 1 thing. And that 1 thing usually matters in these kinds of games. Go for that line. Plus, next turn we have Albert. if we wanted to, or Vals, depending on what the board state will look like at this point. If there's no Argavi here, then it's gonna be a totally different game. No Argavi, okay. Does that mean you can't deal with our 6/4 unless you Evo something?
Please, use me as you see fit. I stood on this.
Come on, come here. Yes! Yes, that is attacks not coming to life.
All is lost. I yield.
Now, on 5, we have a nice little Albert line. Thinking, which play do we want to go for? I think, hear me out, I think we want to go for life here. You want to pressure them a lot.
Even this stop.
I think we are now on the driver's seat, chat, and I think we need to start pressuring. They can go Evo here and deal 4 to us. If they do that and they don't deal with this board, we'll be good. They go Argavi here. We will take that. We will take that win.
You reap
Boom.
what you sow.
Moving up. Swordcraft. Swordcraft is sweet.
Rain comes death.
Let's throw that away. Olivia, are we throwing Olivia away? We are. Luminous and Rose look good, so let's keep those and go from here. We are going to be live again tomorrow, folks. 10 a.m. UK time, so if you're around as well, you're more than welcome to hang around. And, Prim, right? Prim is our play. If we go for Lance Trooper, Prim lines up worse against the one with the shotgun. Can we raid?
To the shores of victory.
Yeah, for sure. Like to raid us tomorrow. I don't know how to raid. If you're asking me to raid someone, I don't know how to do that on YouTube or Twitch. Actually, I know how to do it on Facebook. When you end the stream, you choose who to raid to. But for here, I have no idea what to do. And then, okay, Ignominious is a good trade here. That's gonna leave us with Prim, and I think we want to wipe the board.
High road, brave fool.
We're now starting hits on life. Rose for next turn, Zirconia for the turn after that. Going second feels good. Although, a Luminous Magus stabilizes them against us. Good to know though.
The only choice.
Vals, sure. Rose is a trade here. Do we take the trade? Other option is to play Prim and just chill for a bit. The only way they can deal with that is if they play the 2-1 that shoots the Prim down. At which point we can play out Zirconia on 4 and Rose on 5. Do we want to do that? Sounds bad. Sounds like we're gonna get stuck if we go for that line. What's gonna happen is they're gonna have a unit in play because we're gonna leave the Vals in play, which we're not able to deal with. And now we go for the Zirconia line.
The Lord Commander dons her mask.
6/6 and 2/2/2s.
Reason.
To the shores of victory.
If they have their own Zirconia, they should have played it out.
Follow my lead.
Let's have a look and a think and feel.
Lovely day for a picnic.
Prim, too slow. That means you need to use your Super Evo to deal 3 damage. So does that mean you're gonna clear the small units and leave the 6/6? Or deal with the 6/6 and leave the small units? That's equally scary for the opponent. Alright, let's go for it. Prim
Lovely day for a picnic.
into a Nonja. Or let's play out the Vals and deal with that. That looks much better. And then let's evolve our Knight to swing 6 to life. Bring the opponent to 13. They have to deal with this wide board. Gildaria can deal with this. But that's them wasting their Gildaria play. Plus, they'll have to throw their... Ooh, no Gildaria. Perfect. Nothing. Slow churn. We like the slow churn.
All is lost.
Are we in a good spot, chat? Looks like it. I think it is lights out for our opponent soon. Sure, we'll take that.
My next surprise.
No worries at all.
All is lost.
4, 8. I'd like you to meet my little friend. His name is Odin. Huh. Who do we Super Evo? Think we Super Evo the Odin up?
Pluie de paix.
And just start going for life. Do we take this trade? We don't really care about it. Can they dodge anything? They don't really have heals. So there's nothing to dodge. So that's safer. That forces them to create a board to deal with our units. And then we just go for a back-to-back Odin line and end the game from there. Multiple ward units is going to be an issue if they play out something like a Luminous Magus, but they're on 7 play points, which means that's their only out. Which means this is not an out. Which means we win with 1 Super Evo remaining. Busted. Boom.
My flame extinguished.
Broken lines.
You reap.
4-match win streak on AA2 Diamond, folks. We are pushing up and moving forward. Portalcraft.
With rain comes death.
Zirconia are actually good. We need 1, at the very least. Thinking. I mean, back-to-back Zirconia isn't bad as well. Especially if we draw into Super Aggression. Cool, let's go for the back-to-back Zirconia line here. Play them out. Love Struck. Prim is great. That was what we needed. Seria was not going to line up here because they got a puppet. A 0 cost 1/1 rush puppet. That could have traded with that. But Prim, puppets don't have an answer for Prim. Nothing to deal with something with ambush. Which is great for us.
Doesn't scare me anymore.
They're hybrid. This means they have puppets and artifacts. So what's our line here? I think we save Prim. We don't even swing at all. Let's wait for the Zirconia buff to come up, and then we start dealing with the board.
Splendid, Princess Prim.
Zirconia on 4 means we can Amelia on 5. Sure? What else? Ooh, we'll take that.
Satisfied.
We will take that trade.
The warmth of darkness escapes us all.
Carnelia comes down as well. But now we've got the Zirconia line. 4/4 evolving, giving us 2/2/2s that they'll have to deal with as well. That also cleans that up and cleans this up too.
Master,
And now we have this extremely wide board. We've got an Amelia line for next turn into a Rosé line if we wanted to. Looking good. Looking good indeed. Ancient thingy cannon. Okay. Now what? This one. Perfect. No, not that. Ah, they're gonna wipe the board. The ancient cannon actually wipes everything up. Whenever you fuse, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. Fair enough.
Their lives are yours for the taking.
Ooh. He went for life. Okay.
Not all is lost.
Very clinical lines that our opponent used. Let's go for the Amelia line now. Play out the Amelia. See what we get from here. We drew a Luminous Lance Trooper. We can also play out the Rosé. Thinking of our lines. Either we go for Luminous or Amelia. I think we should go for... There's no way to deal with that as well. Except for an evolution. Which is Zirconia is going to be a waste of an evolution 4. A waste of a super evolution 4. So I think we just play out the Rosé to have a unit on board. I don't think they have a lot to fuse with anymore. So let's take this trade. And we start doing wild things on the next turn with Olivia. They got the fuse thingy. Which means they're going to be shooting at 1. Okay. That's a 5/3 deal 3 to everything, sure. But do you have an answer to Olivia? My friend. Gaining 2, drawing 2 cards, bringing us to maximum potential, and then let's play out a Luminous Lance Trooper here. And go for the Super Evo line. That is looking good. Let's deal with everything. Now they have to deal with everything here. Then we've got an Odin line. Let's clean this ancient cannon up actually with an Odin line. This is strong to be in play. Too strong.
the warmth of darkness escapes us all.
Ooh, are you super evolving this thing? Oh. He's struggling. We'll take it. We'll take the Super Evo.
See my master's wish through.
Sure. Gonna deal with 1. How do you deal with the other one?
Not to the end.
A Doomrite Resurgence. Okay.
Not all is lost.
Okay. I see you. I see you. So now we need something to deal with Carnelia as well as the 5/3. How should we deal with that? We've got the Hounds that deals 4 across the board. Rose can deal with one. This will force a Super Evo though, sadly. So I think we just stabilize this turn. What happens here? This can't be destroyed by ability. But we can swing into it. So let's remove the 5/5 with Odin and use Odin as a removal tool. Next turn we've got Amelia to create an extensive board. And then another Amelia again. Or if Amalia survives, we've got the Albert line. Albert does 14 damage with an Amalia buff. Good to know. We're just combining things now. Are you gonna play that out? Ralmia. Okay. This is a board wipe though. 3 there. 3 and 3 there. And that leaves us with an Amalia. Perfect. 3 there. 3 twice there. And 3 there. And you have to deal with the 6/6. And it didn't cost us a Super Evo as well. Gonna play Amalia out again the turn after that. And then we stabilize. Or if they don't deal with our board, we win with Albert. Orcus. Cool. Super Evo. They're cleaning up quite strongly here, folks. Which I think we can still handle with Amalia. But we don't really have a follow-up. 6, 7, 8. We can clean up as well with Ignominious. Samurai. Huh. Thinking. Are they going to be combining into the 10-10 soon? If no, we can clean the board up with the Hounds and Ignominious. Which might be the line, to be honest.
Most who take the high road, brave fool.
We're lights out anyway if they have the 10-10 at this point. And this leaves us with a 4-2 to threaten with. If they don't have gears at all, then we will be good. They've got the gears, then we will be in a rough spot. What are you thinking about, buddy? Ooh, that's a bit slow. You have 2 gears in hand. Combine. Use. If not, you're gonna take a 4 to the face. Karula. Interesting. Karula makes this so that can't be destroyed by ability. So an Albert's not gonna clean that up. An Amelia is. And that's good for us. Select an artifact in your hand that costs 5 or less and summon an exact copy of it. Cool, so let's play out the Amalia. Remove that. Then from here we can play units out. These units can actually deal with the board as well. Healing 1 there. Which one's better? I think Syria is the weaker one, so let's use that to deal with that and to deal with that.
Master.
And then we lose to the 10 cost, to the master thingy. If they don't have it, we win with Albert. Ancient Cannon is not it. That is good for us. And if Amalia stays on the board, it's gonna buff Albert up.
My oath is fulfilled.
Doomright Resurgence. Okay. Wait. Yeah, they have the deal 3. All followers.
Oath is fulfilled.
They still have such a wide board here. So does that mean that it can't be destroyed by follower strike and stuff like that? But does Albert clear that? Is Albert able to deal with that is the question. So I think we need to set up nicely. We need to avoid the master thing, which means we can go for an Olivia line here and then go for a Prim to get us the Nonja that becomes a 3-3, and then a Super Evo here is gonna turn it into a 6-6 to dodge the 10-10. So now a 10-10 does not even deal with the board. And now they have to deal with all of that, plus 7, 13, 14, exactly 20 with our Albert if they don't deal with any of our board. If you fuse, don't hit Prim, please. Hit one of these. It's looking good. It was looking rough, but so far we're still alive. Nope, that's not enough. That's enough. Huh? Are you not gonna trade? Ooh, this is gonna be a big hit for us. Do we want ward units? Is the other question. At which point Luminous Magus does help, but there's no Odin, right? In their deck. Well, they can't deal with that anyway. Odin can't defeat us anyway, I mean. And the Master, the 10 cost 10/10, deals 5 to everything anyway as well. So it's not really worth much. So I think let's just go for the aggressive line here, so that if we top deck an Albert again, we can end the game. It's looking nice, except for the end the game win con playstyle. And there it is, that's the Master. Oof. Oof. Boom, that wipes the board and deals 10 to us. We tried, but we couldn't get there, folks. They dealt with us quite solidly. And I think that's us. I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys. We had a nice good time. We're active on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. Hit that subscribe button if you are on YouTube. We will be live again tomorrow for more of this nonsense. Of that 10 cost 10/10 nonsense, but hopefully we're able to deal with that tomorrow. For now, this is us, and yep, follow us in Twitch and in Facebook. I'll check Kick out as well to see if we can go live on Kick as well. So yep, we'll be heading off.